we'll go ahead and get started. And then Mama Bird, I believe that is our Robin. Hello, hello, welcome. So my name is Dr. Edward Gonzalez. I work with KUTR. I'm the Bakersfield City School District program specialist, and in that capacity, I get to serve all things KUTR. And the purpose of this Instagram Live is going to be to give you some information about the program, introduce you to some of our past superstars, and then also get you well acquainted with our coordinator, Holly Gonzalez, because she will be walking you through the process for anything that you need to apply for the 2022 school year. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up a couple of guests. The first one is going to be Ruth March, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her path into KUTR, what she's doing now, and why you should consider joining. Go live with Ruthie Marie. Here we go. Hey, Ruth.
Hey, it worked.
So let's see. I'm going to start out with questions. We have some pre-made questions, but I also want to give Ruth a big shout out because it's the first time we do this. So Ruth, you're kind of marching to a new drum here, but starting, tell us first what grade level you serve, where you teach, and how many years of experience you have.
Yeah, I'm first grade at Williams Elementary School, and this is my third year teaching. So yes, it's true. I've never had a normal teaching year. All the third year teachers out there.
Let me see the next question. Oh, and before you say that though, I have been in your class, and I want to say that your class is not normal. It is fantastic. So kudos there. So tell us why and when you decided to be a teacher.
Yeah, so I was an aide for like several years, 6 years at a middle school, and I was the PE aide, so I saw every single grade. So the fifth graders that started, I saw them all the way until they were eighth grade, the same group of kids. And I worked with this one little girl from fifth grade to eighth grade, and when she graduated, she handed me a note, and before it was just kind of like a job to do because I was doing graphic design. So I'm like, I'll be an aide during the day and I'll do graphic design at night. And this little girl gave me this note on her eighth grade graduation. So I'm 4 years into this job, and she basically said in the note, I still have the note, that like if it wasn't for my love and support of her, she would have killed herself. So like, literally I was just like, I want to do that for more kids. Like I just want to keep doing that, and every single kid that I can do that for, like, gosh, like I'm gonna keep doing it. And so I was like, I want my own class. Like I want to reach more kids. So that was the moment that I was like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I don't care how hard it gets, because it's so worth it. It's so worth it when you can reach kids like that. So yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. Thank you, Ruth, for your for being vulnerable and sharing that, because I think it's important, that we hear all these different paths on how people came into teaching. But I also want to say it sounds like you're one of those that teaching chose you. So
Yes,
great job in accepting that, and then. Thank you for sharing the story as well. The next question, Ruth. So why did you choose KUTR, and why should others choose KUTR as well?
Yeah. So for me, I actually had multiple options. So the school I was an aide for, so after I decided to be a teacher, there was a teacher that was going out on maternity leave, and she was going to be out for the rest of the year, and it was like 6 months left of the year. And so they had actually offered me like an intern position, and I could teach her class, and I could be an intern and like start teaching right away while I was working on my credential. So I had another option. I was also going to start subbing, so I had the option of just subbing and doing my credential. And I heard about KUTR, and I really looked into it. And for me, the thought of being an intern teacher, like I could have started teaching, I could have started making teacher money right away, but I just would have been thrown to the wolves. And like I had been an aide before, so I understood like the system, and I understood how the schools work, but being a teacher and being an aide are pretty different. And I didn't know how to lesson plan. I didn't really know classroom management because I was out in the yard. And, you know, so I did have that opportunity. But at the end of the day, looking through the KUTR program and talking to past Qters, I just felt like the experience of being with a teacher, a mentor teacher, the whole year and seeing them like all day, like that's gold. Like there is no amount of money that can like replace the experience you get. And KUTR has helped me be a better teacher. And unfortunately, there's a lot of teachers that I started with, a lot of first-year teachers at my school, and they've quit because they didn't have the skills. And my first year, I was like, I can do this. Like I felt so confident. And I think at the end of the day, that is what KUTR can give people and gave me, was confidence and job skills. It's just vital and it's just irreplaceable.
Oh, that's perfect, because that's everything that everybody's been striving for with creating this program. So thank you. So here's another one. I know we want you to consider joining KUTR. We're all for the KUTR fam and love, but what one piece of advice do you have for any future teacher, for maybe somebody else that takes a different route, but what one piece of advice would you give to any of them?
I would just keep reminding yourself of your why. Like there are days, I'm not gonna lie, that it's hard and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm tired, I'm spent, there's these things you have to do that gets thrown at you. But when you remember your why, like it drives you. Like the why of the very beginning of this life that I told you, the reason I'm a teacher. When I start to get discouraged about things, I go back to my why. This is why I'm doing it, and this makes it worth it. So if you have a strong why, you can get through anything. Like my first year, we left for the pandemic. My second year was on Zoom. My third year is with COVID restrictions, but my why is the reason I keep going. And I could focus on the negative or I could focus on my why. So really have a strong why.
Cool. Thank you. So we really appreciate you taking the time out. You've been doing big things, great things, and we look forward to continue working with you through the program. So you're welcome to hang out, and the next one coming up is going to be Cecilia Estrada, or you can go ahead and take off. But thank you very much, Ruth. And then if I could can we get finger snaps or some hearts? Can we get some hearts there on the bottom from anybody that's there?
Thank you.
All right, let's see, Cecilia. Welcome, Cecilia. I've had the pleasure of working with you a little bit more. I know you recently completed your master's and you're also running along doing big things, so great job. But starting out, first and foremost, tell us the grade level you serve, where you teach.
Hi, everyone. I teach
have.
grade, and this is actually my second year teaching. My first one in person. Last year, I was on Zoom almost all year, so it's my first year all over again. I work at Casa Loma Elementary, and I love the school I work at. So yeah, I would say 2 years of a year and so of experience, and then my KUTR resident year, that was a lot of experience as well. So I would say 2 years in the classroom.
All right, cool. Tell us why and when did you
decided
decide
to be a teacher? When I was a college student, I joined a program for CSU. It's called Mini Corps. I was a migrant tutor, so I would tutor migrant students. I was able to relate to them when I was a child. Myself was a migrant student. I got here from Mexico, having to learn the language, and I just wanted to make a difference for students like myself, my brother. I wanted to be able to support more students, a small group of migrant students, but other students that needed me. So I decided to go for teaching, and I do not regret it. I love it. So yeah, I was probably around 19 years old when I decided, and that is why working with migrant students really motivated me to help more students.
Awesome, thank you. So what is tell us why you chose KUTR and
I
why
chose
others should
KUTR
join
because my coordinator at the time for many she would really love the residency programs, and she would always show us all the workshops, trainings, and everything that you guys offered. KUTR was one of the residencies that I was introduced to. I knew that with them I would get a lot more experience, and that's pretty much what I wanted. Just like Ruth mentioned, I didn't want to go into teaching without being able to fully support my students. So same thing with her. Like she said, I didn't want to just go in there for the money or, you know, go in there right away. I wanted to be able to do my job and have enough experience. So KUTR really did offer a lot of support through the district, a lot of the workshops that they offer and mentorships. I really, really wanted that experience. So I think that if you are wanting to go into teaching and be fully prepared, you need to join KUTR or any other residency program, really, because they offer a lot of extra support that maybe the traditional credential program won't give you the opportunity to have. So that's why I decided to go for KUTR.
Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. And then if you can give us one piece of advice for any future teacher, whether they go residency,
I
traditional,
would
or
say
intern.
to not be afraid to ask for help, because there are so many things that I still don't know as a teacher now. And at first, I would always be afraid to ask, or, you know, I didn't want to feel like I didn't know what I was doing. So always take advantage of your mentors and the support that they give you. So afraid to ask for help, try new things, and like Ruth say, always remember what your role is. Always try to, even in those bad days, try to remind yourself why you're doing it. And even on those bad days, you're always teaching and making a difference. So yeah, just ask for help, ask for support, and don't be afraid to try anything.
And if I could just give you I guess this would be an impromptu shout out. The stuff you did with like some of the graphics, the emojis, and all of that at the beginning of the pandemic were fire. And pass those on to a lot of people. So,
Thank you.
and I always make sure to give you credit for it. So, thank you for your for being innovative, and then for serving KUTR and always. You know, just putting your best foot forward. So you're welcome to hang out. And then next, I'm going to be bringing up Holly Gonzalez, the KUTR coordinator from CSU Beam, and she is the queen of KUTR. So if you have any questions, by all means, please drop those in. And I also want to give a big shout out to Holly because she's a day oneer. So she's been here from the beginning and setting this all up and seeing it all through. So Holly, there we go.
I'm on twice. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're perfect.
Okay. I had to go back to my regular account. I think it's because I was on my laptop. So
Oh, okay.
everyone I know invited. So welcome. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for singing my praises, Eddie. You don't. We are a strong.
Could I do you want to roll solo? Hey, do you want to roll solo on it, or could I go through and ask you the questions as well? Well, you give me the pleasure of asking you your questions.
You're just hilarious. I would prefer that you facilitate and ask the questions.
All right, cool deal. Here we go. So what is your background in teaching, and when did you start working for KUTR?
Let's see. All right. My educational career started in, I believe, 07, 08. I started out as a fifth grade teacher in the Panama district and then moved to the Bakersfield City School District and served those kiddos for 8 years, I believe. Teaching, what did I teach? First and second grade there, taught a little bit of kindergarten sprinkled in, and was an academic coach for the BCSD crew. And obviously that's where my roots are. And it's exciting to be part of this residency in particular because Kern Urban Teacher Residency, or KUTR as we're calling it right now, is in partnership with Bakersfield City School District. So it's wonderful to be able to support new teachers and ultimately pipeline them into the Bakersfield City schools where they can go love on and support kiddos. And I think that you heard some cool stories from Ruthie and Ceci about teaching. And I know it's a little bit cliche, but I think teaching really is a work of heart. And you're typically going to hear stories like that from educators. You know, we didn't get into it for the big bucks, or you might think it's funny, you know, they get summers off. But trust me, they put in the time, the effort, and the heart work. It's intense, it's good, it's rewarding, but it's hard. So yeah, that's a little bit about my story. And I've been with KUTR, like Eddie said, since almost day one. I came in, I think the program was about 30 days old, and it was handed to me like a little newborn baby. We're in cohort 6, so it's my 6th year in higher education and helping run the Kern Urban Teacher Residency.
And when she says helping run, she means from every end, from bringing people in, training, observing, mentoring, and all those pieces. So the next question I think is fitting because this is the person you would love to ask. What does somebody need to join KUTR for the fall 2022 school year?
Whoop, whoop. So yes, Eddie, I love this event. This is all Eddie. He's the social media guru for KUTR. I think that in my mind, this is sort of the kickoff for recruitment season. So yes, it's time to start thinking about the pathway that you want to choose if teaching is something in your future. And obviously we're one of those options. So consider us. But in order to be eligible for KUTR or for the residency, we're a fall start program. So we will start our next cohort of residents in fall of 22. Which sounds super far away. It's not that far away. We've got spring semester, summer, and then boom, fall. So with that, the eligibility criteria is pretty straightforward, and it really is the same criteria for getting into the credential program at CSUB, and that is maintaining or coming in with a GPA of 3.0 from your bachelor's degree. Fun tidbit, you can have a bachelor's degree or an undergrad degree in any area. It does not have to be liberal studies or CAVs or anything, a little bit more tightly aligned with teaching pathways. Come to us with a business degree. Let's see what we can do. So please know that. And also, so GPA, you've got to take the foundational courses or what you might call prerequisites. There's 4 of those guys. There's EDTE 3000, 3308, 4100 and 4200. Those are in, if you're looking in the catalog, the teacher prep. I think it's the very last selection on a drop-down menu if you're in my CSUB's catalog.
Hey, Holly, real quick.
Yeah.
So all this stuff, we'll be dropping it in a flyer. You'll be able to find it here on Instagram as well. But before we go to the next questions and you keep going on this one, I want to give a gigantic shout out to everybody that's joining in. So I'm gonna start from the top. I see some of my personal heroes. So Abe Rivera, if you're still there, thanks for joining. I see some of the ones from previous cohorts. So Miss Gallo, fantastic. Some people from this cohort. So let's see, Karen's here. Thank you. Thanks for the shout outs. Jessica, hello. Woo woo. McKinley, go swivel. We got the amazing Natalie, like big shout out. Thanks for joining us. And then some people that I haven't met quite in person yet, Sweeney, but I look forward to meeting you all. And then Delia, also out there from McKinley. So if you see any other names there, if you could give them a big shout out for us, Holly, because I think one of the things I said with like Abe and those, like it's our community coming together to, support everybody. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, I see tons. I see 2 students of mine from when I taught in Bakersfield City School District. Yes, Giselle, Isabel, I see you. They were in my 1st grade class. Sorry, girls. And yeah, I know, watch out. I see my cousin on here. Oh, Sweeney, she's here. I see tons of our family, our KUTR fam, that is. I see friends from high school. Chantel, I see you. All right. Thank you, Eddie, for pausing me. Those things are just going across my face. So we talked GPA, foundational courses. We named those. The ugly word, the exams. We know there's a C best and then there are the C sets, but there are beautiful waivers now in place. So if you are a liberal studies grad as of recent, you're in pretty good shape to possibly be able to waive those. It really is a case by case sitch though. So that's something we can chat about in email. Those are the main, like, kind of hardcore eligibility requirements. But I think to add on to that for Kern Urban, who are we looking for? And Eddie, I think you'd agree, we're looking for people who love kids. I think that's the biggest thing. Do you have a heart for kids? Do you want to teach them and serve them? We might be the place for you then, because that's the business that we are in. We're looking for folks who like to collaborate, celebrate, make learning fun. And we're a multiple subject focused program, meaning elementary TK6, but we do have some opportunities for middle school math and science pathways as well.
And bilingual.
Thank you. That's new. Yes, if you're interested, if you're bilingual and interested in teaching in a dual immersion class, that might be a path for you.
Yeah, and we got, and that's over there at Voorhees, where another one of my heroes happens to lead. So your next question, what advice would you give to any prospective resident, somebody that's thinking about joining, they're kind of on the fence, and they don't know if they can or if they should? What advice do you have for them?
I see you, Abe. Yes, no, rock. Sorry, guys, my computer's glitching because it plays at once. Advice: ask questions. Find the people to tap and ask questions. I know it can be difficult, especially with weird, COVID office hours and people may not be physically in their office. Know that Eddie and I have emails and we're always happy to help. Even if KUTR is not the path that you take, we'll be able to help you find the right person to chat with. So get a hold of the director of the credential pathway you're interested in, the coordinator. That would be me and Eddie. If you're wanting KUTR, or we can help you find, I think that Alice Hayes, Dr. Hayes is on there too, and she's actually the coordinator for the Kern High Teacher Residency. Little plug there for the Kern High Residency. I think I saw her. So there's lots of people to help, but that would be my big. Ask questions. Ask questions. There aren't any stupid ones. It's not an easy process to navigate alone. So let us help you.
Cool. If you have any questions at this point, if you can drop them in the chat. If not, you can also you can email us directly. I'll put more contact information on the Instagram page. But something else I want you all to really think about. We have Kern Urban has been very competitive to get into. How many people did we have apply last year, Holly?
Pushing 120 or 30, I think.
And we did a ton of interviews. So it's really competitive getting into it. I think the Kern Urban Teacher Residency product is very polished, and there's a lot of moving parts to support you as you get into teaching. But if you're on this call and you're motivated and you're excited, and at the end you're not able to actually get into the residency program for whatever reason, don't be demotivated. For me personally, I don't think I would have had the GPA to step into Kern Urban. But I went on and I love teaching and I kept pushing, and I've loved my career path. So I highly encourage you, if this is the route you want to go for it. And if there's another route, just know that there's a strong community of educators here in Bakersfield, people that want to see the next generation succeed, and you're more than welcome to join the party from whatever angle you come from. Holly, do you have any closing thoughts or ideas or something else that you want to share?
I think the only piece is this, again, is sort of the kickoff for our recruitment season. Since we are a fall start program, just know that we have a webpage. Eddie has got it. I believe it's linked directly on our Instagram page. Yes, it is under construction. So I'm going to throw out that disclaimer that we are in the process of updating things, but it still houses a ton of information, and it houses emails where you can contact myself or Eddie. There's an interest button. You can click it so that I will contact you immediately and give you more information. But again, whether it's KUTR or a pathway into the incredible career of teaching, let us help, let us support you and guide you, because we're a family, and that's really what we want to create as the Kern Urban Teacher Residency, is that family vibe, that family feel, so that we can go out and love on the community.
All right, cool. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And let's see, we're going to make it like magic. So I'm going to snap my fingers, and then this is going to be over, okay? So bye, everyone. 1, 2, 3, tink.